Hey, what is up guys, it's the AZ Gamer here, and today I have another PC build guide for you guys, but based around the $1,000 budget for December 2014. Some things to take note of is that I do not include an operating system like Windows in the budget, no disk drive, and all prices are based around Amazon or Newegg, whichever is cheapest. Also, I base the part choices off getting the most performance possible along with very good functionality. Some people may disagree with my choice of a high-end CPU cooler and 2TB of storage, but then again, these are what I think fit best for a build like this. Now, all that aside, let's get into the part list. Starting off with the CPU, we have the Intel Core i5-4690K. The CPU is perfect for the budget of $1,000 or higher, because the use of higher-end graphics cards will be more prominent, and an i5 CPU will never bottleneck a GPU. This Haswell refresh processor is clocked at 3.5 GHz and is a quad-core CPU with no hyper-threading. 4 cores is sufficient enough for a gaming-centric computer, and can even take on some more core-intensive applications like video editing and game streaming. The CPU uses Intel's latest LGA 1150 socket and uses the 22nm process, meaning it's quite power efficient at a TDP of 88 watts. The CPU is a major overclocker provided you have good enough cooling and motherboard support. It can be taken upwards of 4.5 GHz depending on your overclocking skill and the chip you get. Overall, this CPU is perfect for a build of this power, and priced at about $220 on Amazon with Prime shipping, it's definitely a good choice for the budget. For this PC build guide, I also opted for a CPU cooler because the i5-4690K is an awesome overclocker, and this budget allowed for a high-end cooler. I went with the Corsair H105 liquid CPU cooler. It's a closed-loop cooler, meaning it's pre-filled with whatever liquid Corsair uses, though I presume it's water, and has a 240mm radiator that comes with 2 stock 120mm fans with the option for 2 more. The Corsair H105 is one of the top coolers in the market. It will allow you to push the i5-4690K to its limits. Priced at about $100 on Amazon, which is $15 cheaper than its usual price on other websites, it's definitely a good deal for what you get. For the motherboard, I went with the ASRock Z97 Anniversary ATX motherboard. It's a standard Z97 motherboard with sufficient heat sinks and VRM cooling for a good overclock on the CPU, and has 4 RAM slots that can house up to 32GB of DDR3 memory of all speeds. This motherboard sadly does not support SLI Crossfire, so if you plan on doing a configuration like that in the future, you might have to look elsewhere. It has 6 SATA 6 gigabits per second hard drive connectors for lots of storage, and has support for RAID hard drive configuration. With the Z97 chipset, you can upgrade to any of the latest and most powerful Intel processors as long as they are part of the Haswell or Haswell Refresh CPU family. Overall, this board is a feature-packed one and priced at about $85 on Newegg. There's no reason not to select it. I went with the Team Vulcan 8GB of DDR3 1600MHz RAM I used in many of my previous build guides because this RAM is simply priced well. You'll get a nice speed of 1600 MHz with a relatively low cast latency of 9 along with decent heat spreaders for RAM overclocking if that's your thing. The package contains 2 4GB of RAM sticks, and the RAM itself has a nice red or amber color scheme. Overall, priced at an extremely low $60 on Newegg for 8GB of memory, this is easily the best choice for a gaming-centric build. The storage I went with is the Hitachi DeskStar 7K 2000 2TB hard drive. I've upped the ante from my previous build guides to 2 TB of storage this time around. It should last a very long time, seeing as how both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 compact with only 1/4 of that. It should provide enough storage for hundreds of games along with videos, photos, etc. At about $70 on Amazon with a nice speed of 7,200 RPM with a decent cache size of 32 MB, the Hitachi DeskStar 7K 2000 should fit the bill nicely. For the video card, the most important section of a gaming build, I went with the MSI Radeon R9 290X Lightning Edition. This is a very beastly graphics card with the power to support up to 4 monitors in Infinity mode thanks to its awesome 4GB of video memory. The memory uses a 512-bit memory bus, one so big that there isn't an NVIDIA card that has one. In terms of raw specs, this card comes packed with 2816 shader units, 64 render output processors, uses the Hawaii processor, and has a core clock of 1080 MHz, which is a boost from the standard 1000 MHz found in the reference card. This card has 3 high-end fans to cool it with, which allows for insane overclocking to extreme limits, allows this card the name of the best overclocking video card. In terms of game performance, this card can maintain a steady 30 FPS when set to high settings at a 4K Ultra HD resolution, which is 2160p, in games like Metro Last Light. When set to 1080p, this card easily maxes out any game at above 60 frames per second, which makes this card most suitable and designed for 1440p or 1600p resolutions. Some games like Battlefield 4 can be maxed out at 4K with a decent 37 FPS, although I'd recommend Crossfire if you plan on gaming at 4K. 1600p and 1440p is what the R9 290X is designed for. I recommend a lesser card like the 280X if you plan on just playing at 1080p and you want to max out everything there. Priced at about $350 on Newegg, which is a huge drop from $700 before AMD dropped their prices. This card packs quite a punch in performance. For those wondering, the R9 290X Lightning will outperform Nvidia's GTX 970, especially when overclocked. I went with the Corsair 400R ATX mid-tower case for the build. It's a very simple and sleek looking case that is packed with many features like USB 3.0, countless fan mounts, astounding cable management, and support for 6 hard drives along with 4 disk trays. I selected this case because with a build around $1,000, you don't want to cheap out on your case because the Corsair 400R's professional look complements the high price tag of the build very well. If you plan on overclocking your CPU, GPU, or RAM, the many fan slots in this case will help. Sadly, there is no side window, although Corsair made up for that with 2 120mm fan mounts on the side panel. Overall, this is yet another sturdy and functional case from Corsair, and while it's priced at about $80 on Amazon with Prime shipping, it's definitely one of the better choices for a $1,000 build. Last but not least, we have the OCZ ZT 650W power supply. This power supply is quite feature-packed with a fully modular design, meaning you get to select what cables you use, which helps a lot for cable management, and 80+ bronze certification allows for more than 85% efficiency from the 650 watts. According to PC Part Picker, this build uses up about 502 watts, meaning this power supply fits the bill nicely. While it's priced at about $65 on Amazon, it's definitely a no-brainer. Overall, this $1,000 gaming PC should do you a good service for the amount of money you'll dish out. This PC can also be used for many more things like video editing / rendering, graphics design, game streaming, etc., and does a good job at them thanks to the i5 4690K and 8GB of memory. When it comes to the more important part, gaming, this PC fares very well and can perform admirably even at the highest resolutions. Expect to max out all games at 1080p above 60 frames per second, and the same for 1440p and 1600p, although the most demanding games won't stick around 60 FPS. If you are an overclocking enthusiast, this build will prove to be a fantastic one for you. If you've never overclocked anything in your life, now will be the best time to learn because this PC has lots of potential, but keep in mind that if you don't like to tamper with your PC parts like that, this build is already amazingly fast and powerful. Now, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and comment below whether you plan on building this PC, what changes you might make, or what build you already have, whether it's comparable or not. I'll gladly reply to all your comments and answer all questions. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.